friends, welcome back. I hope you're all doing well. Today I wanted to do my makeup using all of the products that I picked up from Sephora during their VIB sale that was a month ago, but I just realized that I haven't tried out these products with you guys. I haven't shown you what I bought, so I thought that it would be fun to do my face up using all the products and then let you know what I think about them and if I think they are worth it or not. So if you want to see how this is gonna go down, keep on watching. Ooh, that's the receipt. We don't want that. Let's start off with the sunscreen that I picked up. I got the Drunk Elephant Umbra Tinte Physical Daily Defense Protection. It's a broad spectrum sunscreen with an SPF of 30. So this is the tinted version. They have an untinted version as well. And when I was at Sephora, there was actually a customer there and she was like, get the tinted one. It doesn't leave as much of a white cast on your skin like the other one does, so I just took her word for it and I bought it, which is kind of unlike me because I don't usually buy tinted products because sometimes I find they just make my skin pink, like a little too cool toned, or they change the look of my skin. But as you can see, I'm applying it. It doesn't do anything crazy. Some of you may know I've been very interested in sunscreen lately, and that's because I've been reading up on the differences between physical sunscreen and chemical sunscreen. And as much as I'd love to get into details about everything that I've learned so far, I don't feel comfortable enough to really talk about it in detail because I don't want to be putting out information that is wrong. So if you're curious, Google the difference, but I've been trying to use a physical sunscreen on my face whenever possible, just because I read that it's better for somebody with my skin. So like brown spots, pigmentation, freckles, whatever you want to make of them, it's better to use a physical sunscreen for that. As for this product, haven't noticed, like I said, to have as much of a white cast as some of the other sunscreens that I've used. I wish there was a way to say that it's, you know, it's a really good sunscreen, although there is not. I just have to keep using it and hope for the best. There's one thing I really don't like about it, and that is the smell. It smells funky, guys. It kind of smells like greasy skin. Like, I would say I can really smell it for the first hour that I have it on, and when I'm out, I'm just like... But yeah, it's very hydrating. I would say that for somebody with dry skin, you'll probably like this better than somebody like me with combination oily skin. I do just have to give it a pretty good amount of time to sink into the skin before I start my makeup. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do my eyebrows because I got a new product for them. I've heard so many things about this Benefit Precisely My Brow Pencil, so I finally decided to pick one up. I think the packaging of it is really cute. It's like an arrow, and it's a different style pencil for me. I haven't used this kind in quite some time. The one that I use looks like this. It's from Charlotte Tilbury. It's called the Brow Lift pencil in Naomi, and you can tell by the shape of this, it just is so easy to apply, and I can get the product on there really quickly. Gives me a really natural brow, and it's totally different than this guy because it's a lot smaller, but let's give it a try. I got it in the shade number 5. And it's been a while since I picked up anything new for my brows, so I'm kind of excited because I haven't tried this out yet. Let's start with my good brow. As you can tell, I just got really quiet because I have such a hard time talking and doing my brows at the same time. Just really bad at multitasking, it seems. But I hope it's not too warm because that looks a little red on the tail of the brow, but I was gonna say the color looked pretty good. That looks pretty nice, actually. It's filling it in, but it's not too heavy. Obviously, because it's a brand new product, I'm trying to be very light-handed because it is very pigmented. It's fresh. I always test my brow products by how natural, so I can't talk and do my brows at the same time, how natural I can get this area. Like, does it let me do hair-like strokes? I think it does. This is pretty dang good. I would say it definitely took me longer to fill in my brows than it does when I use this guy right here, but it does let you do a really clean, precise look, and it looks really good. I know they look really full and defined right now, but I always perfect them once my foundation's on. Did that really just happen? The pencil broke off. Like some of it, not all, but a good chunk. I would say that's probably like 2 weeks worth of eyebrows right there. And it broke off. That's kind of a pricey pencil too. Like, I don't know if I should be mentioning prices, but the regular price of that in Canada, these are all Canadian prices, keep in mind, is $32. And it just broke. I'm a little peeved because it really bothers me when that happens. It's not the first time that something like that's happened to my brow pencils, and I just get so ticked off. Okay, moving on. The one product that you have seen from this haul is the foundation that I picked up. So I've already done a review on this DIOR Forever 24-hour wear high perfection skin caring foundation. If you want to check that out, I will link it for you guys right now. But this, I've been using a really good amount of, and I really like it still. The only thing that is not so great for me with this foundation is probably the color, because when I was editing that first impression video, I noticed that the color looked a little bit, it is an olive shade, but it's just a little too olive for me, I think. But the more you blend it in, it does kind of adjust to your skin. I'm gonna keep on using it because this is also an expensive product, but it's a really good formula. So here it is all blended out. It's not that bad, right? Like, I know, I'm looking at it here, it's not that bad. In different lighting, sometimes it is, sometimes it's not. Honestly, in photos, it looks great. It looks like my skin tone, but I think in video, it's a smidge too olive. Anyways, now the concealers that I picked up, I didn't pick up anything new product-wise. I did, however, just get a different color. So I normally use Macadamia in the Nars Radiant Creamy Concealer. I picked up the shade Custard, which is one lighter, for those days where I want to go extra bright, extra highlighted underneath my eyes. But for today, I think I'm gonna stick with my Macadamia because it's a pretty good combo with this foundation. And what I just heard recently is that with Nars products, it's better to apply and blend them in with your fingers, which is honestly really true to a lot of products. They say it just warms up products and makes blending a lot easier, which it totally does. Like, look at that. It just melts into your skin. But it was just a nice refresher to hear that, because I actually do notice that it works a lot better when I blend this concealer in with my finger versus a brush or even a sponge. I didn't pick up a new powder, even though I probably should have, because I'm still using my cracked Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish Skin Perfecting Powder in the shade medium. So I'm just gonna tap this all over the skin to set. Can I tell you guys a secret? I just discovered this yesterday. It's the Rimmel Stay Matte Fix and Go setting spray. And it's kind of good. I just found that, just look at my skin right now. It doesn't look overly powdered, but you can tell that I just powdered my face. But watch this. The application of it honestly kind of sucks, but just give it a second. Where's my fan? This obviously is not from Sephora, but I just wanted to throw this in here because you guys know I use the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray to do this step. But this guy from the drugstore is pretty dang good. It just kind of brings your skin back to life, which is why I always use those setting sprays after I powder, because it brings the dew back, it brings the shine, and like, look at that. I think it's really good. It kind of smells a little bit like cucumbers and alcohol though. What else do I have in the bag? Okay, I did not need this at all. I definitely splurged with this palette. It's from Nars, Avi. It's called the Summer Lights Face Palette. The packaging is really pretty though. And inside here, you have eyeshadows on the top, bronzer, highlighter. It's a very light palette. Like, when I look at this bronzer, it's definitely lighter than any of the other bronzers that I have, but the eyeshadows are definitely my tones. I just thought it was kind of, I don't know, I'm trying to justify right now. I just bought it because I wanted to buy it. Let me see here. The price of this is normally $74. I got it for $62.90 because again of the sale. I don't know if it's worth it. I've used it a few times. You can see I've dipped in there. It's nice. Let's do this shade right here. Pop it on the lid. And I think honestly what drew me to this palette is that the tones just really look like colors I use. And I kind of like that it was all in one palette. I was totally suckered by the idea of buying a new palette for summer. Well done, Nars. Honestly, a lot of these colors look like some of the other ones that I own. It was just really pretty. But look at that color. Let me just blend it out with a clean brush now. That actually blended out so well, and I didn't even notice how pretty that color was. Like, it looks so much better on camera. It always looks different on camera. So now you guys know, I'm very simple with my shadows. I'm gonna take this highlight and pop a little bit of that in the center. You can see it's subtle. It's not one of those super glittery highlighters, which I totally appreciate. Just adds a little subtle pop. I just ended up blending out that highlight because it wasn't doing what I wanted. So now I'm trying to think, what can I do to switch this up? I'm gonna mix the two actually. I have not tried this color and I've really wanted to try it. So I'm gonna do a little bit of this gold, or actually it's bronze, not gold. And I'm gonna take the highlighter with it too and pop that here. It's just so that it's not so stark, but it adds a little bit of shimmer. Did that do anything? I don't know. I'm always like, less is more, but then sometimes less is not more. So we got a little concoction now. It's a little bit more of a spotlight, which I was kind of going for. I just took that highlighter and then put it over top of that just on its own, and I think that's pretty. That's all I'm gonna do on my eyes. I'm gonna move on to my bronzer. So you'd think I would want to use the one that's in here. And just to quickly talk about this real quick, I wanted to show you the difference between this bronzer in the Nars palette versus my go-to bronzer, which is the Benefit Hoola, just so that you can have an idea of the color. So Hoola, much darker. The Nars, really light. It's probably a really natural look. Probably would look good on somebody with a lighter skin tone. For me, I don't know how that's gonna... There it is. I don't know how that's gonna look. It's probably gonna be a very natural look. I will probably try that out in a different video, but for today, I actually have another one. Any guesses? Any guesses? I picked up the Fenty Beauty. It's called the Stalk'r Instant Warmth Bronzer, and I bought mine in the shade Private Island. Look at this packaging. Oh, it's kind of smudgy. I think it's really pretty. I've tried this once, only once, and honestly, my first go at it was nice, but it was a little bit darker than what I thought it was gonna be. You can see this compared to my usual Hoola, a little bit darker and a little bit more orangey. Oh, and I kind of went a little crazy on my first time. I remember putting it on and being like, oh my gosh, it's really quite pigmented, and it was darker than what I'm used to. So I'm gonna add this slowly and more subtle this time. Ooh, that's actually a really nice color. On camera especially. Truthfully, I didn't really need another bronzer in my life because any other time that I have bronzers, I get excited about them at first, but I always go back to my Benefit Hoola. There's just something about it that I really love. It works on me like all the time. I can contour with it, bronze. So hopefully this will be a bronzer that I'm still excited about in a few months. I just applied my regular blush, California, from Benefit, and it happened again. So I think the color of it's really pretty, but my second time of using it, I feel like it kind of goes on a little bit blotchy. I don't know if maybe it's just my base underneath. I don't know what the situation is. I think it's something I'll have to keep you posted on, but I feel like it's a little bit blotchy. Let's go back to the Nars palette, and I'm gonna use the highlighter in here to do the tops of my cheekbones. So you saw on the eyes, it's a really subtle highlighter. Nothing too shimmery, nothing too sparkly, which I like. And I think it does give you, yeah, that's pretty. It gives you more of that glow from within type of look. There's the smell again. And I'm just looking in my bag, and I think that's it for new products. I did pick up a new Fenty Glow Gloss Bomb because you guys know just how much I love this. Because I was running out. I'm very close to running out. But what I'll do is I'll throw on my usual lip combo, which is the Charlotte Tilbury lip pencil in Foxy Brown, and then I'll put on my Fenty Glow or my Gloss Bomb over top. And then voila, this is the finished makeup look. I really hope you guys liked how it turned out. I actually really do like how it turned out. And it's cool to me that this is the makeup look that I usually go for, but I used all new products to create it. Thank you so much for watching. If you guys enjoyed, give me a thumbs up to let me know. Subscribe if you are new to my channel, and if you enjoy my videos, stop right there, leave me a comment and let me know what you want to see next. Is it a makeup tutorial? Is it a product review? Something to do with hair care? Speaking of which, I want to cut it. Let me know your thoughts on that. And be sure to come back next week for a brand new video. I will talk to you all then. Bye.